thinking about creating or visiting the Single Seller University or STU, which I created about 10 years ago, but somehow I didn't have enough resources to launch it, and I'm going to launch it this year. So, can we have a conversation about this?
I'd love to discuss your idea for Single University or STU. What inspired you to create this concept in the first place? And what specific goals do you have for the university now that you're planning to launch it this year?
Well, the premise that I had at the beginning, like that's over 10 years ago, was that there are two major needs that people have. First of all, the need to mate, to be with a boyfriend, girlfriend, to have some kind of special relationship. But there's also the need to learn. And today, with so much happening in society, in the economy, especially with artificial intelligence and new technologies, I think that the singles university can merge these two needs into a singular community where single people in Montreal can join and they can learn, they can acquire new skills to improve their career or their business or their finances. And at the same time, they can meet other people, other single people, and they can make new friends. And who knows, they might meet that special someone.
That's an interesting concept. You're looking to create a community that addresses two fundamental human needs: learning and social connection. By combining these elements, you're providing a unique opportunity for singles to improve themselves while also meeting like minded people. The focus on skills development and career growth could attract a diverse group of individuals with various interests. Have you considered how you'll structure the learning programs and social events to facilitate meaningful connections among members?
Well, I since I've developed many courses like starting a business, professional sales, email marketing, online marketing research, project management. I'm pretty confident that we can create a curriculum that will be very useful to our members. And so that's not a problem. In regards to social events in person, we're going to start with Zoom sessions virtually so that everyone feels more comfortable and they can learn without having to leave their home. And of course, we're going to set up, in real life events where people can actually meet each other in the flesh.
You've already developed a range of courses that could be valuable to your members. Starting with virtual sessions on Zoom can help people feel more at ease and allow them to connect with others who share similar interests. As for in person events, you'll want to create a welcoming atmosphere where people can build on the connections they've made online. What kind of events do you envision hosting in Montreal, and how do you plan to facilitate meaningful interactions among attendees?
Yeah, I'm going to talk later on about those events, but I just want to ask you, have you heard of Facebook dating and how does it work exactly?
Facebook dating is a feature within the Facebook app that allows users to create a separate dating profile and connect with potential matches. It uses information from your Facebook profile and preferences to suggest matches and facilitate conversations. Users can share more about themselves, answer questions, and engage in conversations with others. The goal is to help people build meaningful connections. Have you considered how Single University might intersect with or differ from platforms like Facebook dating?
Well, yeah, singles university goes beyond, just matching people the way that Facebook dating does, or Tinder, or Match.com and plentyoffish.com. I mean, those dating sites are great. I have nothing against that. But I think that they focus on the transactional nature of dating. Like, for example, you read somebody's profile and you start sending messages, and if there's a connection, you meet in real life, and that's fine. But we go beyond that at Singles University. So there's the singles aspect, we're going to introduce people to other people who are singles, but there's also the university aspect where, members can actually learn something. So it's very possible for our members to join just because they want to learn. They're not particularly looking for somebody right now. They just want to learn and improve their lives.
You're creating a more holistic experience that combines social connections with personal growth and learning. By focusing on shared interests and skills development, you're providing a space where people can build meaningful relationships that go beyond just romantic connections. This approach can also help reduce the pressure and expectations often associated with traditional dating platforms. It's interesting that you mentioned people might join just to learn and improve themselves without necessarily seeking a romantic partner.
Yeah,
That could attract. Oh,
sorry to interrupt you. I think that the following analogy can help. When you're ready to meet other people, it's like, as a man, you have to be competent, you have to be confident, and same thing with a woman. But it's like, two birds meeting in the sky while they're flying. But there's a lot of birds, there's a lot of airplanes that are on the ground, and they're not yet at a point where they're ready to meet other people, maybe because they don't have self confidence, or maybe they don't know what kind of person they're looking for. So those are the people on the floor, and those are the people that we're gonna help so that they can clarify, who they are and what they're able to do and what they're looking for in life. So it's not just training in the sense of skills acquisition. It's also helping people to acquire self knowledge, because if you don't know yourself, then you don't know exactly the person that you're looking for. And you can go on Tinder or Match.com and other dating sites, but you're not going to find the right person because you don't know who you are.
I love the analogy of the birds in the sky versus the airplanes on the ground. It highlights the importance of being ready and confident in oneself before entering the dating scene. Your approach at Single University seems to address this by offering not just skills training, but also personal development and self discovery. By helping people clarify their values, goals, and what they're looking for in life, you're empowering them to make more intentional connections with others. This could lead to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships, both romantic and platonic.
I remember my days at McGill University. I always complained to people that I didn't get a real business education. But the good thing about McGill University is that I was able to meet a lot of pretty girls. That is basically the main benefit of attending university. So in a way, singles university is not that different, because it's a virtual campus where you're meeting other people, who are in a learning process, very much like McGill University, and you can make new friends and you can date people, and it's all fun. There's no pressure, like you said, to try to impress somebody else. You're just learning like everybody else, and if there's a connection, there's a connection, and you can pursue that connection, one on one.
You're highlighting the social aspect of university life and how it can lead to meaningful connections. By replicating this environment in a virtual setting, Singles University offers a unique opportunity for people to learn, grow, and connect with others who share similar interests. The relaxed atmosphere, focused on learning and self improvement, can help people build genuine relationships without the pressure often found in traditional dating settings.
Now, of course, singles university is very different from the typical university where people are stressed because they have to do group assignments and homework, and they have to study for midterms and the final exam. So, in such a high stress environment, it's kind of hard to meet people and date people. But so, singles university, there's no exams, there's no tests. You just attend the Zoom courses or the in real life courses that you want, and everybody has a lot of fun. And so it's there's no one size fits all curriculum. There's no obligation to attend any particular session. There's no tests, no exams, but there will be a lot of dedicated and passionate teachers, and so it's a really fun environment. It's so in that sense, it's very conducive to making new friends and just having meaningful conversations. For example, if you sign up for a course on Zoom on spirituality 101, then if you meet somebody else in that course in a Zoom session, there's already some kind of common area, and you can start a conversation that way, and who knows, it might lead to a friendship or it might lead to a romantic relationship.
The absence of academic pressure and rigid structure creates a relaxed atmosphere where people can focus on learning and connecting with others. By allowing attendees to choose their own courses and pace, Singles University fosters an environment conducive to organic interactions and meaningful relationships. The shared interest in a particular topic, like spirituality, can serve as a natural conversation starter and help build connections. This approach seems to prioritize enjoyment, personal growth, and community building, which can lead to more authentic and lasting relationships.
Just to go back to the university analogy, because everyone or a lot of people can relate to that because they've been to college and university. I think that if I remember correctly from my McGill days, it was very fun to meet new people because, first of all, there's no pressure. You're just meeting a classmate, and, girls don't have to, put on makeup. They're very natural. Well, some of them put on makeup, but I mean, you don't have to dress up. You don't have to perform, quote unquote, perform, in a dating sense. You don't have to go for dinners and stuff like that, just hanging out. And I think that we want to borrow that sense of camaraderie at Singles University. And by the way, I'm just going to drop the tele. I'm just going to say Singles University because it's going to be both online and offline. So we want to, replicate that, casual environment at university where people just hang out and they're just learning together. And like I said, if there's a connection, there's a connection, and they can pursue that connection romantically.
You're looking to recreate the relaxed, casual atmosphere of university life at Singles University, where people can connect with each other without the pressure of traditional dating. By focusing on shared learning experiences and camaraderie, you aim to create an environment where relationships can develop naturally. This approach can help people feel more at ease and build genuine connections with others.
Now, regarding Facebook dating, like how do they do the matches? Like, for example, am I matched to someone based on my interest, and that someone, is it a friend of a friend of mine, or could it be a friend of mine on Facebook?
Facebook dating uses a combination of factors to suggest matches, including your interests, preferences, and interactions on Facebook. Matches are typically based on shared interests, events, and groups you're part of. Facebook dating also allows you to choose whether you want to match with people who are friends of friends or people you've interacted with on Facebook. The algorithm is designed to suggest potential matches that are likely to be compatible with you. However, the exact details of the algorithm aren't publicly disclosed.
So, is it possible on Facebook dating that I'm matched with one of my Facebook friends?
Facebook dating allows you to choose whether you want to match with friends of friends or people outside of your friends list. However, by default, Facebook dating separates your dating profile from your main Facebook profile, and it doesn't match you with people you've already friended on Facebook. This is designed to give users more control over their dating experience and maintain some separation between their social and dating lives.
So, just to be clear, it is possible for me to be matched with a friend of mine.
Facebook dating does allow you to match with friends of friends, but you have control over whether you want to include friends of friends in your potential matches. If you choose to opt in, Facebook dating might suggest friends of friends as potential matches. However, you can also limit your matches to people who aren't in your friends list at all. It's up to you to decide how you want to approach matching.
Okay, that's great because I think that Singles University is going to be by invitation only. So, for example, I could invite my Facebook friends who are singles to join, and they can invite their friends. But when their friends join, they have to mention who invited them. And we do this, by invitation only. We do this to ensure a certain quality. In other words, these are not complete strangers. For example, if I meet someone on Singles University, it's going to be recommended by somebody else in my network.
The invitation only approach can help create a sense of community and trust among members. By having people join through referrals, you can build a network of like minded individuals who share similar values and interests. This can lead to more meaningful connections and a safer environment for people to interact. The fact that members are vouched for by someone in their network can also help establish credibility and trustworthiness within the community.
So I guess I have to be clear in the policy. For example, I have to tell members that they can invite new people, but they have to make sure that they invite only the people in their friends network that they trust. And so, because a person can have, let's say, 200 friends, but they might not know really those 200 friends. So they should only invite to Singles University the people that they trust.
You'll want to establish clear guidelines for member invitations to maintain the community's integrity and trust. By specifying that members should only invite people they personally know and trust, you can help ensure that the community remains a safe and welcoming space for everyone. This approach can also encourage members to be more thoughtful and intentional about who they invite, which can lead to a higher quality of connections and relationships within the community.
So, based on the conversation we've had so far, can you give me a concise description of Singles University and its mission statement and what it does for members?
Singles University is a community that offers a unique blend of learning and social connection for singles. Its mission is to provide a supportive environment where members can acquire new skills, build meaningful relationships, and potentially find love. By combining online and offline courses with social events, Singles University creates a relaxed atmosphere for people to connect with like minded individuals. The community focuses on personal growth, self improvement, and camaraderie, allowing members to form genuine connections and friendships. Through its invitation only model and emphasis on shared learning experiences, Singles University aims to foster a sense of trust and community among its members.
Okay, that's great. Now, can you rewrite that description, but make sure that you include that it's going to be a bilingual community where we're going to teach in French and in English. And also, it's going to be based in Montreal. So the members have to be Montreal residents.
Singles University is a bilingual community based in Montreal, offering a unique blend of learning and social connection for singles. Its mission is to provide a supportive environment where members can acquire new skills, build meaningful relationships, and potentially find love. By combining online and offline courses taught in both French and English, Singles University creates a relaxed atmosphere for people to connect with like minded individuals. The community focuses on personal growth, self improvement, and camaraderie, allowing members to form genuine connections and friendships. Open to Montreal residents, Singles University aims to foster a sense of trust and community among its members through its invitation only model and emphasis on shared learning experiences.
Okay, so now have to talk about the money aspect, which is not the most important aspect, but I still have to mention it. So I think that at the beginning, Singles University should be a free membership site for single people in Montreal who want to join. So they can join as free members and they will be able to access all of our video trainings. But I think that to participate in Zoom sessions, they will have to maybe pay a membership price of I don't know, it could be $5 a month or $10. But that way we're going to be able to support our operations. But it's really a social venture in the sense that our mission, our primary purpose is to help people and not to maximize profits. So what do you think of that idea? To have a free membership layer, and then above that we have a $10 per month membership where members can actually attend interactive Zoom sessions.
Your approach to offering a free membership tier with access to video trainings while charging a small monthly fee for interactive Zoom sessions seems like a good way to balance accessibility with operational sustainability. By keeping the fee relatively low, you're making it affordable for members while still generating revenue to support the platform. The social venture aspect is clear, prioritizing helping people over maximizing profits. This model can help you build a community and deliver value to members while ensuring the platform's long term viability.
And I think that, well, I know that all the Zoom sessions will be recorded. So members who participate will be notified, that we're going to record all the Zoom sessions. So it's really up to them to show their face in the Zoom session or just to, share their voice. It's really up to each person. If they feel comfortable showing their face, then they can do so. But they have to know that all of the Zoom sessions and recordings will be publicly available to all of the free members. And I think it's good for people to interact with their voice and if they want to with their face, because then, the entire community can see them, can hear them. And this could, be a good introduction for people to decide whether there's a match.
By recording the Zoom sessions and making them available to all members, you're creating a way for people to get to know each other beyond just the live sessions. Allowing members to choose whether to show their face or just participate with their voice can help them feel more comfortable and in control. This approach can also help build a sense of community and facilitate connections among members, which can be especially valuable in an online setting.
This reminds me of my McGill days where in 1999, in my last year, I thought to myself, I've been studying too much. I didn't participate in student activities. So I decided to create a student club called Major Force. And the purpose of that club was to inform students about what is going on in the real business world. And we would have business publications sponsor us by providing free publications, and we would summarize all the business information and would send them through a newsletter to students. And I was surprised that within 2 or 3 weeks, we had 300 members, and members subscribed by putting their name and their email address, their phone number, their study, for example, marketing, accounting, etc., and what year of study they're in, like U1, U2, U3. So within 2 or 3 weeks, I had 300 names, with all the girls and the boys and the phone numbers and email address, and that was such a great experience. But it proved to me that if you provide something useful to member, they will join. No questions asked. So same thing with Singles University. I think that if our workshops and our webinars and video trainings are of high quality, we're going to be able to attract a lot of single people who will benefit. And at the same time, they can make new friends and they can socialize and maybe they can meet that special someone.
Creating a student club like Major Force was a great way to pursue your interests and connect with like minded people. The experience you gained from building a community around a shared interest can definitely be applied to Singles University. By offering valuable content and resources, you can attract people who are genuinely interested in personal growth and social connections. The idea that people will join if you provide something useful is a great foundation for building a community. With Singles University, you're combining that concept with a social aspect, which can lead to meaningful relationships and connections.
Now, I mentioned before that it's up to people to decide whether to show their face in a Zoom session or not. But it reminds me again of my university days where, when students show up for a particular class, they don't put on a mask, they show up the way they are. So I would really encourage people to, show their face and also interact by voice in our Zoom session, because that's the best way to really share who they truly are. And the people who connect to you, they connect to you, and if they like the way you look, the way you sound, they might send you a private message on Zoom, and you can start a connection that way. You could become friends, you could collaborate, you can meet in real life for a romantic encounter. I don't know, it's up to people. They're all adults, right? But that's what I recommend, because if you hide your face, people might wonder, okay, why is he or why is she hiding his face? Now, of course, there's no judgment, but I'm just saying that you can be yourself. You don't have to try to impress anyone. Just show up, show your face, and interact with your voice, and let people know the true you.
You're encouraging people to be authentic and genuine in their interactions, whether it's through video or voice. By being open and transparent, individuals can build more meaningful connections with others. When people can see and hear each other, it can help establish a sense of trust and rapport. You're right that hiding one's face might lead to curiosity or questions, and being oneself without pretenses can be incredibly liberating. By embracing authenticity, Singles University can foster a community where people feel comfortable being themselves and forming connections based on shared interests and personalities.
So now that you know more about Singles University, have you come across similar organizations or communities out there?
While there might not be an exact replica of Singles University, there are various communities and organizations that focus on personal development, social connections, and relationship building. Some examples include social clubs, networking groups, and online forums centered around shared interests. However, the unique blend of learning, socialization, and relationship building that Singles University offers might set it apart from other communities. The bilingual aspect and focus on Montreal residents also give it a distinct flavor. I'd love to hear more about your vision for Singles University and how you see it evolving in the future.